We are back.
Yes.
Another week. So much going on in the world of sports. I'm your host, Jason Flake. My co-host, Lance Reynolds, a.k.a. the People's Champ.
What up, doe?
We have a special guest with us today, man. But before we introduce him, I want to thank y'all for another great week of engagement. We appreciate y'all for hitting all of the social sites, man, for watching all of the videos, all of the shorts. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. That's Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. Everybody Has One spelled out everywhere else. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's Twitch. But without further ado, man, I'm going to pass it over to the People's Champ so he can introduce our special guest, man. We in the presence of greatness.
Thank you, good brother. Yes, indeed. We got with us now Josiah, Mighty Joe Shackleford.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got a bout coming up on the 24th of October down at Motor City Casino. Joe, we want to thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Man, no doubt about it. I know the last fight I saw you at, I believe it was a unanimous decision.
Yeah, yep.
You know, little light work. But yeah, man, talk to us about the fight coming up.
Yeah, so fighting this guy named Jonathan Burrs at middleweight.
Okay.
At 160. Friday, October 24th. Camp been going real good, man. Shout out to my sponsors. Locked In, Almighty Promotions. The Good Band. Shout out to them. Arlesia Designs. And Andrew Griffin. Shout out to all of them. Locked In as well, too. Appreciate all of them. And yeah, man, just been training camp been going great. Okay. And man, I really can't wait for this fight to happen.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So just real quick for me. So the fight being on October 24th, do you try to fight like this frequently, often? Or,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like the more I fight, the sharper I am.
Okay.
Having a long layoff, I feel like it don't make you get any better or sharper.
Yeah.
Okay. So fighting frequently, to me, it's cause you to be sharper.
How many times a year is ideal?
I say about 4.
Okay.
About 4.
Now
my first year, by my first year, I did about 7.
Oh wow.
Like 6 or 7, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was busy.
Yeah,
oh man, yeah, it was super busy. It was right after the amateur too. I had my amateur. I was always fighting too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long were you an amateur?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yep, 2 years. Yep.
And how long have you been in the professional?
November would be 2 years.
Okay.
Yep, it'd be 2 years.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's what's up, man. So just if we could shift gears to just the landscape of boxing, man. It's a lot going on, man, in the landscape of boxing, man. We got Tank and Jake Paul coming up, man, on the 15th of November. If you want to call that boxing.
That's borderline on tough man contest.
But more in line with boxing, though. Devin Haney and Norman.
Yeah,
coming
Brian,
up on the 20th.
Brian Norman.
Yeah, Brian Norman coming up on the 22nd of November. First I asked you about the real boxing, Haney and Norman, man. How you feel about that fight?
It's gonna be a good fight, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
I feel that Haney gonna figure out how to beat him.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not really a big fan of Haney like that.
Me either.
But yeah, he know how to win.
Yeah,
he knows how to win, man.
Yeah, he's scrappy.
Yeah, he gonna figure out whether he got to hold him, stay away from a run, because Brian Norman don't have any feet at all. And,
he kind of just a brawler.
And that's pretty much all he is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know who Janelson is. He's from the city.
Okay.
He actually fought Brian Norman.
Okay.
And, he pretty much beat him, but they stopped the fight because of head.
Had a cut.
Yeah,
okay.
But they wouldn't give him no rematch. It's supposed to be a rematch and everything, and they wouldn't.
Wow.
They wouldn't rematch Janelson.
Little duck goose.
Yeah, and that happened 2 years ago.
Wow.
He dropped Brian Norman and everything.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I feel like Devin Haney gonna definitely win.
Okay.
On points, obviously. He don't got no power.
No, he don't. Yeah. Because somebody asked that question the other. You think Devin Haney going? Because I don't think he's had a knockout since 2019. I'm like Devin Haney.
When his competition got a little bit higher, he ain't getting.
Right. When he moved up weight, I'm like,
that too.
Yeah, I'm
That
like,
too.
I don't think he's knocking anybody out.
Yeah.
And then of course, Mayweather and Tyson, they gonna have an exhibition.
Yeah.
It's a lot of exhibitions going on, man, and not
Sponsored
a
by
lot of
AARP.
right, yeah. And not a lot of real boxing. So yeah, man, just in terms of you, man, what got you into boxing, man? What started you fighting?
Depression.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, depression got me to get into a regular fitness gym.
Okay.
And I was getting trained by my nephew. He's a fitness trainer.
Okay.
And he gave me some mid work, and I like to hit the mid. And he told me I got a good right hand.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Have I ever thought about boxing?" I said, "No." So I did this backyard fight. I started as an underground boxer.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I started as an underground boxer.
Like the backyard brawl?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, that's where I started from. And when I beat that guy, I was an addicted feeling. I'm like, oh man, this is pretty good.
Right.
I dropped him with a body shot.
I can whoop somebody's ass and not look for the police.
Yeah, or I don't gotta worry about getting jumped,
Right.
shot, man. So
right.
Man, I'm like, golly, and he was raising my hand, and I went on a high from that. And it was like, oh, I gotta do this.
Okay.
And that's literally, so depression got me.
That's a very interesting answer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I've ever heard anybody say that depression, this was a way to sort of self-soothe,
it made
for
me
mental
escape
health.
my problems, man.
Yeah,
like for real. It literally made me escape like what I was really going through.
That's a good answer, man. I like that. I appreciate that, man, because a lot of fitness is a good way to get away from some of those issues.
Talk about an energy shift and discharge.
Yeah, right.
Real talk.
Yeah, that's solid. So going forward, you said you like to do now about 4 fights per year.
Yep.
We're closing out 2025.
Yeah.
As 2026 approaches, like what are like some of the goals that you have for yourself?
So I'm praying to God that I have bigger fights next year on bigger venues. Like I fought at Little Caesar Arena, fought on Pro Box Television already.
Okay.
Fought at Motor City Casino, them all good. But also I do want to fight in Vegas,
Okay.
I do want to fight in New York.
Yeah.
So praying to God that them opportunity, the right opportunity, come to where I can be able to accept it.
Right.
And be victorious when I accept it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hoping for next year.
Gotcha.
And also mainly just to continue to get better. Like I want to see, because them opportunities maybe still come in my face, but probably not going to be able to take them if I'm not ready for them.
Absolutely.
So I'm just praying to God I constantly continue to get better as well.
Absolutely.
What's the dream matchup, man? Like if you could wave a magic wand, who would you like to fight?
I want to fight Jerron Ennis one day, man.
Yeah, Boots. Okay.
Yeah, man, that'd be I ain't gonna lie to you, that'd be a blessing.
Yeah, no doubt.
That right there be a
we
real
speaking
big
it into existence right now.
Yeah.
Mighty Joe Shack versus Boots Ennis.
We're gonna be ringside for that one, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna be right there.
That's a big time prayer, man.
Yeah,
that can happen.
I like that. Yeah,
I believe the prayers get answered. So as long as you put the work in,
that's the main thing.
It'll line up.
Yeah,
just keep working, and whatever we can do to to facilitate any of that,
absolutely,
we will gladly and willingly do.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Joe, let them know where the people can reach you, where they can get tickets for the fight, information, where they can get some gear, some swag, and follow you online, as the days draw near towards the bout.
So I'm on Instagram, Mighty Joe 313. You can DM me off there, or DM Almighty Promotions 313. My man's Dime Dollar. He runs that, and he can get you tickets as well. Also, I have merch. Like this one I've got on right now, Mighty Joe merch. You can hit me up for that. Shirts is $30. Hoodies is $50. It's getting colder.
Hoodie season.
Yeah. And then I'm on Facebook as well, Josiah Shack on Facebook. You can hit me up on there as well, and I respond back pretty fast.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And y'all make sure y'all check that Everybody Has One social sites. Check that Everybody Has One YouTube page. We're gonna clip this out, and we make sure that we tag your social media site in there as well. Just in case y'all interested in getting them tickets, get that swag. Make sure y'all reach out, man, and do that and support this gentleman, man, as we will continue to support him, man. He's a part of the Everybody Has One family.
Y'all come on out on October 24th and come check my man out.
Yes, most definitely.
It's a Friday night.
Yep.
Casino.
Yeah,
you know, get cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, check out a couple
it was
of
pretty
fights,
clean
man.
as well, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
And, you know, I
I
gotta
saw that,
represent,
man.
man. You know,
Yeah, man, I was double booked on that night, man, but I'm gonna try and make it out this time.
gotta represent. You know,
Yeah, most definitely.
He came in that boy clean, man. I ain't lying.
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you joining us, man.
Man, thank y'all for having me, man.
Oh man,
Most
appreciate
definitely.
you, Joe.
Come
Don't
back,
be a
man.
stranger, man.
Oh, definitely not.
This your home too, man.
Yes,
We
sir,
found
man.
it. Appreciate
Yes,
you
sir,
coming
man.
out. Shout out to Dom Dollar, man.
Yes, sir.
See you
Dom.
back
Man,
there.
shout out to my boy Dom Dollar for real talk, man.
Almighty
Making this
Promotions
connection.
313.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all, family. All right, man. That is Josiah Shackleford.
Yes, indeed.
Go on
man.
and check him out.
Please,
Oh, that's good.
please,
We
you
got
good.
that. Don't even trip. Go on and check this man out October 24th down at Motor City Casino, Friday night, October 24th, man. He gonna put in work and put on the show.
Yes, indeed. Man, let's transition into some Lions discussion, man.
Oh, yeah.
Big old win over this past Sunday, man, over the Cleveland Browns,
Yeah.
34-10. Cleveland did play tough defense as we suspected.
Mm-hmm. All right, now, fellas, appreciate you guys.
But the Lions were able to, generate some turnovers, generate some points off special teams, and ultimately get a big victory. I'll take your impressions of the game, man, and then I'll give you mine.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty straightforward, Cleveland. It was tough to move the ball on them at times, as we thought. They do have the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So that was not a surprise. But I mean, the Lions have the number 1 ranked offense. So,
Right.
I mean, when you look up at the scoreboard at the end, we ended up with 34 points. So
Crazy, right?
yeah, I mean, no, because the offense is the offense. It finds a way to hum.
Yep.
At a certain point. But I'll take your impressions of the win, the victory. And then, of course, we'll preview a little bit of the Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
What your expectations are for that. But what say you, bro?
Yeah, the Lions. I don't know what to make of this world that we're living in, where like the Detroit Lions are demoralizing football teams like before the game's over. Like, I'm not used to that. You know what I mean? That was crazy to see.
Starting quarterbacks being pulled for underperforming, not because they up by 4
scores. Especially the Cleveland Browns, if you're old enough to remember the Ty Detmer game.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think again, shout out to Kelvin Shepard. It just seems that he understands the defensive personnel.
Yeah.
And my point with that is the way that he seems to adjust through injury.
Correct. Yep.
And the defense seems to just kind of just stays the course.
Yeah.
That's impressive to me. It was good to see Khalif Raymond get a touchdown.
Yeah. Yep. A punt return for a touchdown.
That was always good to see. I root for Khalif. He's a work hard guy.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. I like him.
On the injury front, for some reason, it just, out of all the things that we have going for us, it just seems that our corners have been snake bit for like the last 3 years.
Yeah. You're right. I was gonna bring up DJ Reed. Even though we got some good news that he's not out for the year. It turned out to be a hamstring injury.
Mm-hmm.
When they bring the card out, that's scary, right? That kind of look. You kind of start thinking season ending when you see that card, but. They're saying that it's going to be probably at least 4 weeks. They are flirting with putting him on IR.
Yeah, bro.
But I'll take 4 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, but to your point, if they had to cart him off, and if it's a hammy injury to the degree that he had to be carted off, well, he'll be back in 4 weeks. But as soon as he try and dip and turn up the other way, he gonna be back out another 4 weeks.
Well, they said that the cart was an abundance of caution.
Okay.
But and then Terry and Arnold obviously also went out, but they saying that he's day to day. Just to give a little bit of an injury update.
He's been playing like an injured player anyway.
I mean, he's always nicked up. And then I think Branch too. is a little nicked up, and Kirby
Joseph
is
is nicked up too.
but he came back, you
Yeah.
know, but he's they're all considered to be day to day.
Yeah.
So, there's no serious injury other than Reed. But to your point, yes, we have been just snake bit in the defensive backfield.
It's kind of crazy.
It seems like everybody in the defensive backfield has been nicked up. And that's kind of a separate discussion.
Yeah,
There's
for
been
sure.
a lot of injuries, and some people have suggested that it's the artificial turf.
It was just that when I saw the DJ Reed thing, I was just like, dang it, here we go again. Like,
because he was having a great game,
right,
too. He
was
got
like,
the
dude,
interception. And,
it's like, why can't our corners just make it like 14 weeks? We
man,
can, but let's hope the bye week gets here quickly.
And and I'm like, listen, if we can have our defense for the postseason, I want us for the postseason run, because you already know how I feel. I'm like, listen, I'm looking at Philly, and I want to touch on them later too.
Because it's a lot of smoke and mirrors with the Eagles,
and it was last year.
We'll get to it.
We stuffed that run and turned them into a passing team.
We'll get to it.
And I'm telling you that they can't keep up with us offensively. But go ahead. I don't want to stop.
But my last point before I lob it to you, my last point because like you said, offensively, it just seems to be, water always meets its level.
Yeah.
And you can just put 27 in the books from us and go north from there every week. So to that point with the offense, J-Mo, is it a bad week or is it something more?
I think it's a bad week. Cleveland is a good defense. They have a very good secondary with Delpit and Ward. Listen, they have excellent defensive backs. And it felt like they were trying to force feed J-Mo the ball. It seemed like they put his name at the top of the scouting report, the internal scouting report, for some reason, and felt like they had some sort of matchup advantages for him. And it just didn't work out. Like if you can have a 34-point performance and look at things that didn't work out, it just didn't seem like things were linking up there.
Right.
I would like for them to allow that to be a little bit more organic. Because I think that was Jared Goff's. Really, that was his first bad throw of the year, was the interception that he threw, trying to force it down the field to J-Mo. He misplaced the football, first of all. Secondly, I didn't think the throw was there. I guess he could have probably put it out in front of him a little bit more, and maybe
that's where Goff gets in trouble, when he tries to drive the ball sometimes.
But I didn't think the play was they had two defenders down there. I just didn't think it was a advantageous play anyway. And that's not his first interception, but the interception that he threw against Green Bay, I thought was just a great defensive play. If you go back and look at that play, the defensive back he just ran in and undercut the receiver and just made a great play. I didn't think that was necessarily a bad throw. Sometimes, the great players just make great plays.
Right,
a player will just make a play. But no, that's a good question. And I noticed that there was something up with them trying to get the ball to J-Mo, and it just didn't look organic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It didn't look like a real
force.
Yeah, it didn't look like a natural part of the offense. But no, so it's a bad week though. I think J-Mo will be fine.
Me too.
I don't think there's anything that'll get him his head.
I think when you have a player of his ability,
yeah,
that even when he has a quote unquote bad week, that he consistently shows up and does the little things.
Yeah.
Without bitching.
Yeah.
As a Lions fan, you just take it and shut up.
Yeah.
Now if we're having the same conversation in 3 weeks, okay.
Yeah. I think, again, there'll be opportunities for him. Cleveland's got a good secondary. They bottle up a lot of secondary receivers. That's kind of what they do well. Like sometimes the primary receiver will get off But what they do well is like bottle up those second and third, options, and they just kind of keep them contained.
Yeah.
Even golf had only had 168 yards passing. And if you go
trust me, I know.
Yeah, if you go back to the beginning of 2024, he's averaging 269.5 yards per game passing, which is good for first in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So he's the most prolific passer in terms of passing yards per game, going back to the beginning of last year.
Yep.
So, holding him to 168 yards per game is a fantastic defensive effort, particularly at home.
Should result in a win if you didn't have a statue back there, quarterback on offense.
That's what I'm saying. Like Cleveland can't, but this is the Browns. They can't get it right. And, and I don't even want to even go into that because we had that conversation enough in the offseason. We've talked about their history and their inability to really be a quality organization. And it's well documented, like we don't need to bore all of our. Everybody has one family with those same stats and facts, but yeah. So I think that we did what we were supposed to do, and again, we kind of pointed to that Baltimore game. Like if we can get that game, the opportunity to run off a number of games is going to present itself. Even though Kansas City, looked better against Baltimore, but Lamar Jackson went out in that game, and we're gonna talk about a couple of key injuries here, and in the next segment, but at any rate, so yeah, I mean the Lions did what they were supposed to do. Good 34-10 win. They protected the home field. And they beat a team, even though Cleveland's got a really great defense, they're a flawed team. They got a bad offense. They don't really move the ball. They can't really move it through the air. They don't really have dynamic pass catchers, not named Jerry Jeudy.
Right.
So, that's.
But I like that the Lions didn't take the bait.
Correct. Yeah.
Coming off a big emotional win against a statement win. And they didn't believe the hype.
And more importantly, Cleveland was coming off a statement
for sure
over Green Bay
for sure,
and they were feeling
right.
Good,
a lot of bulletin board material.
Correct, came and took the wind out of themselves and let them know early that it's going to be a long day.
Because there was a time, that would be a Kool-Aid drunk loss by the Lions.
Correct. I concur.
So that the fact that they won in the fashion that they won, like a all three phase, dominant type of win. I like that. That's what contenders are supposed to do.
And speaking of that, since the Cincinnati Bengals and Jake Doodoo Browning,
oh man,
we should put up 50 on.
Yeah, I'm seeing like Kirby Joseph having another career day.
But that's a trap game too. I mean,
it is because
Cincinnati's
of where we're weak, where our weakness is on the corners.
Yeah, and Cincinnati's going to want to play well. They just got embarrassed on national TV. They look dead in the water. Jake Browning looks terrible.
Man.
I mean, that dude looks terrible.
Doodoo Brown.
Yeah. And so I'm like, everybody's like, they should start making calls on Jameis Winston, on Shador. Like they should start calling around, trying to figure out what's going on with Kirk Cousins. Like they should be calling on every available, hell, maybe even Russell Wilson.
Bro, it's rough.
The Jake Browning looks
it's rough. I mean, that was bad.
Yeah, that he looks bad. I don't know what's going on there.
It's been a long time where an NFL game with like that many stars went to like bonus coverage in like the third quarter. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was. That was.
It was like 8 minutes left in the third. They was like, you know what? We don't want to watch this anymore either.
Yeah, we should. So we should stomp Cincinnati. I mean, we should go down to Cincinnati and roll them. But again, you don't want to get trapped. It's still an NFL team. Yep. They still got pride
with high level nukes on the outside.
They do. Yeah, they still have great offensive weapons. They got great offensive weapons everywhere.
And Jake Browning sucks, but I mean, Jamar Chase double move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He can get you open enough where even that bum can get him open pass.
T. Higgins, Yoshi Vaz. Gesicki, Noah Fant. I mean, they have great
Yeah.
weapons. I'm like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to generate offense. Yet he cannot.
Yeah, we'll get enough pressure up front. I mean, the one thing Cincinnati is known for, and the reason why they won't be playing in the AFC Championship, as I predicted, is because their offensive line is butt meat.
Man, did you see? There's a still shot. There's a still shot online, man, of Cincinnati's offensive line. It's like 4 people. So like the 3 interior linemen and the running back blocking one guy, and the tackles still get beat, and Jake Browning still gets sacked. Like it's like a still shot, man. It's the wildest looking thing. So yeah, no, to your
Hutch,
point, yeah.
Sunday may be your day. What was that? What do you have? 7
pressures, yeah, and then a couple of sacks. Yes,
because I think against Minnesota, he had 5 sacks. What was that 2 years ago?
Yep. Yeah, it might be one of them kind
Hutch,
of days.
I'm looking at over 3.5 sacks come Sunday, bro.
So you got your bet slip filled out already.
I'm going over 3.5 on you, big dog. Cause
so yeah, man. So we keeping our eyes on the Lions situation, man. We obviously after Cincinnati, man, we got Kansas City, but we not looking ahead. We gonna make sure that we handle the business at hand.
Yep.
And we definitely will be previewing the Kansas City game. That's gonna be a big one at Kansas City. At a week from Sunday, but first things first is handling the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's touch on some of these injuries because Lamar Jackson obviously went down in the game. Speaking of Kansas City, went down in the game against Kansas City with a hamstring. They said that he's going to try to give it a go against Houston, but he could be out up to 3 weeks. Now they got Houston, then they got the Rams, and then they got a bye week. So he could potentially be out until after the bye week. I didn't have them beating the Rams anyway. Like even I'm talking about before the season, I'm like they're gonna lose to the Rams because I think the Rams are like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rams are a good team, even though Lamar is typically very, very hard on NFC opponents. I just feel like the Rams are a really good team like that. They probably should be undefeated if they didn't have a second half collapse against Philly. But Philly is a tough team to beat in Philly. So and then of course we saw Tyreek with the knee dislocation. He tore several ligaments in the knee. It's not a kneecap dislocation, it's a knee dislocation. And they saying that he might not be ready even for 2026, and he might not ever be ready again. There's a possibility that could be the end of his career. Even though I won't eulogize his career right now.
Right, yeah,
if it is the end of his career, his peak was very high.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I mean, but I don't want to talk about where he stands in the pantheon of great receivers because I don't want to eulogize his career. I'm hoping that he can make a recovery and that we can see him on the field again. I feel like it's a little morbid to eulogize his career.
Right, for sure.
But
it's just but to your point, it's when you think about someone as recent as Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
And how since the Super Bowl, he just hasn't been the same.
No, yeah.
And I just from how it looked.
No, it was nasty.
Like Odell, tore his knee just basically trying to dig on a cut and, just pop. But I mean, that injury that Tyreek had, that was like the scorpion death lock.
And just to build on that, Tyreek is heavily dependent on his speed.
Yeah, 100%.
And explosiveness. It's not like he's 6'6",
right?
And he gonna be, you can send him out there for jump ball. You know what I'm saying? Like if he can't be explosive,
right?
And this is year 10. You know what I'm saying? Like if he gonna miss 2 years and then coming back, if he can't be explosive, Tyreek Hill, like he doesn't have he don't have length to, where he can go up 50-50 balls.
He's not Mawson guy.
Correct. Right. So it's, but at any rate, again, it feels morbid to eulogize his career this close to the injury. I'm still hopeful that he'll be able to make a recovery,
Right.
come back, and find a role, for as long as he decides he wants to play. If he decides he wants to continue his career. So
yeah, man, speedy recovery, Tyreek.
Yeah,
you
most
got too
definitely.
many kids to feed to be out here not playing football, dog.
That part.
For real.
But I did want to discuss the Eagles, man,
Mm-hmm.
because while they are 4-0, much is being made about the offensive struggles.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown did make a tweet basically complaining. I didn't see the tweet. I don't know what the tweet said verbatim, but essentially complaining about not getting the ball enough. What do you make of what's going on with them offensively? Do you think there's a problem with play calling? Do you think, because I'll compare and contrast them with like a Ravens team.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Todd Monken is a bad play caller.
Okay.
I'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just I make no qualms about that. And I'll tell you what I mean. 2 years ago, 2023, in the AFC Championship game, the Ravens played the Chiefs. The Ravens in 2023 had the number one rush offense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they had 7 or 8 rush attempts in the first half. They had 16 rush attempts for the game, 37 pass attempts. You had the number one rush offense, and you came in and decided you was going to pass. And the game was 17-10. If you're wondering maybe it was a shootout. No, it was a 17. They lost 17-10
Right.
to Kansas City. So it wasn't a shootout. And they averaged 5 yards a carry, by the way. So they had success on the ground. They just didn't run it enough. This past weekend, Derrick Henry carried the ball 8 times and was invisible for long portions of the game. And I think Todd Monken is a bad play caller. So when they have a bad defense, it's going to be exasperated by the fact that he's a bad play caller. He won't run the ball, keep the defense on the sideline, have long sustained drives. For example, the Lions, we know that we had 13 defensive players on injured reserve last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had guys off the street playing. We went 15-2, lost 2 games by a combined 10 points. Why? Because we played complementary football. We ran the ball. We have 2 of the best running backs in football. So we ran the ball, and we kept our defense on the sideline a lot. We had long, sustained drives. Yeah. And what is Dan Campbell known for doing? Going for it on 4th down. So we have even longer, sustained drives. Yeah. That's complementary football. That's keeping a hurt defense on the sideline. Todd Monken won't do that. So when the Ravens have a bad defense, it's exasperated by the fact that he's a bad play caller. I'm going to flip that back to Philly, because we talking about Philly. We ain't talking about the Ravens. Do you think that Philly has the same issue of bad play calling, or do you think that there are other issues that exist there? Because much is being made about the play calling.
Yeah, that's tough. Because
what do you make of the AJ Brown thing?
Oh, with I think he dropped a Bible verse or something. Yeah. And I seen him saying that it wasn't directed towards anybody. He was just venting. I think the main thing that glares to me is that the Eagles, they have a lot of highly skilled players, and they're playing a conservative offense.
Mm-hmm. You think he's justified in being frustrated?
Yeah, I mean, he's a star. He's AJ Brown.
Okay.
I mean, he's AJ Brown. But I mean, I think it's okay to express your frustrations as long as you're not being a jerk about it, and if you're not being passive aggressive about it. I hate the passive aggressive stuff. Like, that's weak to me.
Case in point, Cam Ward.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I get to Cam Ward.
Like that's my thing with the Eagles, because the thing about it is it's kind of working. I mean, outside of the personnel being unhappy with the sexy numbers, I mean, you look at their offense, I mean, they're efficient as hell. I mean, like,
I mean, they 4-0.
I mean, and they're 4 pretty quality wins. I mean, they didn't beat the Rams, they didn't beat Tampa Bay, they beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
I mean, the Cowboys are the Cowboys, but
Right.
I mean, those are 4 quality wins. And the offense has been much more impressive than the defense. I mean, the defense is giving up over 330 yards a game.
Yeah.
They're kind of in like a bend but don't break kind of model right now, where they're giving up a lot of yards, but they're getting opportunistic stops in the red zone. So, you know, they're giving 3 instead of 6. But, you know, teams are getting at those 3 points the long way with the defense, where I thought that the defense would be the staple. But that said, as the season goes on, as the weather gets colder, I believe that defense will get better.
Yeah.
Offensively, and it was something I was thinking about because I knew we were going to talk about the Eagles. I go back to a lot of the days of when the Patriots were ripping off those championships early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody kind of ate, B.
Right.
You know, until they got Randy. And when they got Randy, they lost when it mattered the most.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
like you may, you know, AJ, you may have to be more Deion Branch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may, I don't think Devonta have a problem being a Wes Welker, because and I was thinking about this as it goes back to Jalen. They go as he goes.
Yeah.
And Jalen does what the game requires and what the situation requires. And I think as his career goes on, as he can hopefully stay injury free,
Mm-hmm.
he'll be that drop back passer that everybody was forcing him to be, because he would have been and seen every defense by that point. You know, he'll know all of the ball placement points and by that time, and he's winning en route to doing it.
Yeah.
So it's tricky with the Eagles with me, because a lot of those numbers, they're netting results. I mean, you know, they've got 3 division wins. You know, they're 4-0. They're beating quality teams.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think it just may be to me, it may be a mentality thing more so than a product, because the offense changed when you get a Saquon, as it should. Yeah. And again, it worked. You just hoisted a Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah. So here's my thing, because I don't disagree with much of what you said. I got into an interesting exchange with a guy who I believe he probably was an Eagles fan, but he said that AJ Brown is a top 3 receiver in the league. And I said, based upon what? And he really didn't have a good answer. He started giving me all these whataboutisms. See, my approach is different. AJ Brown just ain't like that no more.
Oh, okay. Shots fired.
And this is an approach that I haven't heard anybody take. But
I ain't mad at it. That's how you feel.
Here's the thing, though. The Eagles are getting a bunch of 8-man fronts now. Mm-hmm. Saquon's numbers are way down from last year.
They got the tape.
AJ Brown is getting a bunch of man coverage this year. And he was targeted 9 times on Sunday. He had 2 catches for 7 yards. Why? And people like, well, I mean, he wasn't open. And my question was, well, why? Who? Because of Jermel Dean? Why is he not French frying Jermel Dean and being wide open all game?
If he's a top 3 receiver.
Exactly. Put Jermel Dean on Amon-Ra St. Brown on an island all day. Amon-Ra St. Brown going to have 14 catches. Jared Goff going to look over there like, oh, it's time to eat.
Right.
Put Jermel Dean on Jamar Chase, even with Jake Doo-Doo Browning at quarterback. Put him on an island by himself. Even now, they double teaming Jamar Chase.
And Jake Browning will throw for 340.
Yeah, and he going to target him 14 times, and Jamar Chase going to have 12 catches. Last year, A.J. Brown was targeted 97 times for 67 catches and almost 1,100 yards. This year, he on pace to be targeted 119 times but he's only on pace for 60 catches. He's being targeted more this year, and he's catching the ball less. Over the last 9 games, A.J. Brown is averaging 3 catches for 38 yards, and he's being targeted a lot. He just ain't separating no more. He's covered. And him complaining, it reminds me a lot of when Stephon Diggs, his last year in Buffalo. Remember all that complaining he was doing about not getting the ball? Left Buffalo and ain't been a number 1 receiver since.
Quit your blood clot crying.
He went to Houston and was not the number 2 receiver. He was the number 3 before he hurt his knee. And I'm not trying to knock on Steph Diggs. I'm not saying he's not a good receiver, but sometimes you slow down.
Yeah.
And you ain't what you were. And then you looking at the quarterback like, hey, how come you not throwing it to me? Well, I don't see your numbers no more, bro. I used to see your numbers a whole lot more. Because the same Jalen Hurts that you complaining about this year threw it to you for 1,500 yards in 2023.
Yeah.
He was throwing it to you. He didn't forget how to throw the ball.
And he's got like a 101.5 QB rating
this
right
is what
now.
I'm saying.
Like,
I'm
stop
like,
the madness.
He didn't forget how to throw the football. So something changed. And they giving 8-man looks to Saquon. So don't tell me that they giving you exotic coverages. They giving you man coverage on an island. How come you not open? Wide open. You should be wide open if they're giving you man coverage on. I don't care who the corners are. And it ain't like you done been playing up against Sauce Gardner and Jalen Ramsey all year. You played the Rams. The Rams could deliver my DoorDash right through this door right now, and I wouldn't know who he was. They number 1 corner. I wouldn't know who he was. You supposed to be baking him. And in fairness, that was your best game. You had 6 catches in that game. But sometimes these receivers ain't like that no more, and they the last ones to know.
Man, you going there week 4?
No, this been happening.
So you said
this goes back to last year.
You said it's a steady decline.
It's a decline, and these receivers be the last ones to know. And the problem is that they still complaining like they the same receiver they were in 2023, when the only thing that's changed is you, my G. Yeah. The only thing that's different is you.
When you think about it, though, last year A.J. Brown did have a peak and valley type season. He would have huge weeks, then he'll take a few weeks off.
He started high, and then he floated down.
Well, I mean, he went through like maybe a 6-game funk, wasn't it, in the middle of the season last year?
And think about it. Last year, when Saquon went on that roll, teams started gearing up to stop him. That's when the numbers should have went crazy.
Yeah.
Because when teams gear up to stop the Lions from running, Amon-Ra St. Brown goes berserk.
He goes nuts. Laporta goes nuts.
And then
we get a little Brock Wright out there.
And then safeties have to get back out of the box.
Yeah.
That's the formula. When safeties start coming down, it's Amon-Ra time.
Yep.
It's J-Mo time.
Yep.
They start hitting you. We start hitting teams over the top. And then what happens? Safeties get out of the box and we start running again.
Yeah. And once we see the front of everybody on the defense's jersey numbers, it's a wrap.
But everybody's down in the box. Tampa is notorious for loading the box and stopping the run. That's what they do. That's the Todd Bowles model.
Todd Bowles mantra.
So my thing is, how you get targeted 9 times and you get 2 catches for 7 yards. And then you looking at the quarterback like, what's the problem? You got targeted 9 times, bro. How come you ain't wide open? How come he don't look up and see number 11 and see a big 11 in his face? Wide open over the middle of the field. That should be pitch and catch. Why are you covered? That's the question. And I've heard nobody in the national media suggest that maybe A.J. Brown slowing down a step. And I'm telling you that these receivers are the last ones to know.
I mean, You read it, Miss Wright's like he was done.
And I'm not
like AJ, but like damn, like you was talking like AJ Brown is finished.
I'm not saying that he is no good anymore. All I'm suggesting is that he might not be the same receiver he was 2 years ago. Because remember, the same thing happened with Stephon Diggs. Remember his last year? Remember when Trayvon Diggs came out like Josh Allen need to get my brother the ball?
I do, yeah.
Because that was the year
they
he
stopped
hurt
playing
himself.
Madden together in the whole nine.
And we do know now that it wasn't Josh Allen, right?
Oh, clearly.
We discovered that it wasn't Josh Allen because he throwing the ball to Shakir and he done threw the ball to Mac Hollins and all kinds of different ragtag receivers
and everybody else. Well, he's making Keon Coleman a star.
This is what
they're collaborating on.
This is what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that Steph Diggs wasn't good in Buffalo. What I'm saying is that these receivers slowed down a step because Steph Diggs the very next year went to Houston and was the number 3 receiver behind Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
That's true.
They the last ones to know, and they screaming at the quarterback and the OC and everybody else.
He went from being number 1 in Buffalo to Tank Dell's big bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like they screaming at everybody, but they doing everything but looking in the mirror. Like maybe I done slowed down a step, man. Maybe I ain't open as I used to be. And I understand that it could be a philosophical thing in Philly, and like you said, they playing situational football. They 4-0, they winning, they the defending Super Bowl champs. They doing what they need to do when they need to do it. But I'm telling you, you heard it here first. And watch, in 2 months, you're going to hear all of the national pundits like, I don't know, well, maybe A.J. Brown slowing down some.
Talking about the numbers just going to be trash.
Yeah, right. Maybe he just ain't what he once was, because I'm telling you, he's on pace to be targeted more than he was last year, but he's also on pace for fewer catches. And that does not happen if you the same guy you was 2 years ago.
No, that's the definition of falling off.
Exactly. That's when you falling off. And he might just be falling off. And everybody loses a step. Everybody got to recalibrate. That doesn't mean that that don't mean he trashed. That don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trashing A.J. Brown. I'm just suggesting that all of the innuendo, all of the, you know, the little sneak dissing and it's the OC, because I done heard national media, and I'm not necessarily saying that it's all A.J. Brown. I'm listening to national media people. I'm listening to all these other people blaming everybody but A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
They saying everything but hell. Maybe A.J. Brown just ain't got it no more. Maybe he ain't moving like he once was. I'm suggesting that. I'm looking at a lot of one-on-one coverage when I see the Eagles, and A.J. Brown is covered. So I digress, man, because we got a lot more stuff that we need to move on to. Young Jackson Dart, man, comes in first start, didn't put up gaudy numbers, but got the first win against a quality opponent. Now, again, I don't want to say that we told y'all so, but we did say, what do you get starting a Russell Wilson? Well, the answer was 0-3.
Goose egg.
That's what you get starting a Russell Wilson. Jackson Dart comes in against a quality opponent, a very good opponent, who was undefeated, by the way. And he got y'all's first win. Unfortunately, Malik Neighbors went down with a torn ACL. That's no good.
That's rough.
But this was my point. Now, if y'all end up missing the playoffs by a game or two, y'all gonna remember that Jackson Dart didn't get to start the season, and y'all toiled around, y'all fooled her. And by the way, Brian Daboll should be fired if that's the situation.
I'm telling you, I told you, like if that ends up happening, he's gonna get fired.
Yeah, he should be fired. And he should be, and he should, and it's nobody's fault but his own.
Bro, played his hand wrong.
Yep, it's nobody's fault but his own if he gets fired because he missed the playoffs by a game. It's his own fault. All you had to do was start the rook.
Yep.
Let him play, man. Let everybody else get confident around this rookie. Everybody felt better. The defense played better. Y'all looked better. I mean, everything, the whole vibe was different. Playing Russell Wilson, I mean, for what? For what?
Mr. Unlimited. Saying,
he is the definition of limited at this point, man. He couldn't be more limited at this point. But at any rate, man, I don't know, man. You got any thoughts on young Jackson Dart, man, before we move on?
I mean, I thought being able to go down 89 yards on the first drive and score, really just helps the confidence.
Yeah.
I think you can't script it better than that.
No.
So for that to happen, I think would naturally just settle him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I may have seen him miss maybe 1 or 2 shots downfield, but he looked comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's one of those guys, I guess for now, until I see defenses adjust to him. But for now, he looks like another one of those guys that just looks faster than the 4.6.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Because some guys still run like a 4.6 in pads. You know what I mean? Like so he just looked quicker than a guy that ran a 4.6 at the combine, or 4.59, whatever you want to call it. But he looked faster than that. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's the Giants. Right. I mean, they shot themselves in the foot early. Yeah. Their season. I mean, I guess they can maybe still joust in that division with the injury situation with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And the ineptitude that is the Dallas Cowboys. So, there's reason to show up every week. But I like Jackson Dart. I think we both said numerous times that he was the better option.
Absolutely.
But in terms of like actually my assessment after seeing him play, I'm looking forward to seeing him play some more. I think it's gonna it may be it could be to his benefit that he has to go the duration of the season without a Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think, Malik's a guy that's that good. He can come back and plug in.
Right.
As opposed to Dart just locking in on Neighbors, kind of like what young Stafford used to do to Calvin.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that may work out better for him in the long term.
Yeah.
In terms of developing good quarterbacking habits. So yeah, I'm interested to see what's next for the young kid.
Should ties exist in professional football, man, before we move on to college?
I couldn't hear you.
Ties.
Oh God, no.
40-40 ties.
Oh God, no. What a joke. Like, what a joke. Like, are we serious? Like, not only that, I stayed up to 12:30. This some bitch. Like, you reminded me of that. That kind of pissed me off.
It did. I mean, otherwise, great game.
Yeah, but dude, that kind of pissed me off.
It did. I'm like, what is happening?
No, it's like after that, it should be sudden death.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if they both score and then they both score the 2-point conversion, then it should be sudden death, like field goal or touchdown.
One of the ways in which I think college has it right over the NFL, where they do the 2-point conversions until somebody gets stopped. Like, I would like to see something like that in the NFL, some variation of that.
Like, do something ridiculous like the XFL, right? Like, if after 2 overtimes it's tied, you put the ball in the middle of the field and you just have both teams run and get the ball, and then whoever gets it got the possession.
Pick them up, mess them up.
They got that possession, and that is sudden death from that point on. That way you don't have to complain about no coin toss. You have to worry about the kickoff that no one never returns anymore in the NFL. But I don't know. But no, ties suck, and they should get rid of them. They're awful. That was a terrible way to end a great, especially fourth quarter.
Yeah, the only good part about that is that the Lions ended up #1 in the North.
Yeah, true indeed, true indeed.
Let's switch over to some college football, man, because I know time is slipping away from us.
Yeah, man,
here.
had a loaded show today.
We did, man. A lot of NFL. I'm like, I know it's a lot of NFL topics.
Yeah, we getting in the thick of it.
Is Kirby Smart? How come he can't beat Alabama? I think he's 1-6 now against Alabama. What's the problem? I mean, this is not a good Alabama team either. This is one of the worst Alabama teams in a while, and they were at home. Like, what's the problem,
dude?
Is it mental?
I think it is. Yeah, I do too. I think it's because it's like everything that goes wrong can go wrong when they play Alabama.
Right.
Like all the wide open drops.
Yeah.
For some reason, mediocre quarterbacks for Alabama look phenomenal against Georgia. It's just like all of the
man looking like a young Drew Brees in the first half.
Like all of the things that you would need to lose against that team, you do against them. You know what I mean? Where we all know come this Saturday, they're gonna beat the brakes. you know, like it's gonna be back to Georgia football. But yeah, that was wild to see.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
But it's just, like crazy stuff happens. This is like, like for sure, wide open touchdowns, dropped. Yeah. Another wide open third down, dropped. It's just like, oh my
God. And your favorite college football coach, man, struck again, James Franklin, yet again in another big game. Found a way to screw the pooch.
I promise you he'll do it.
And, I was actually surprised that they even fought back in the fourth quarter because they were down, 17-6 or I forget what the score was in the fourth quarter, but they scored 2 touchdowns to tie the game, or 17-3 maybe.
It was 17-3.
It was 17-3.
Yeah, 17-3. They scored 2 touchdowns to tie the game, force overtime. And then Drew Allers threw the interception. I said, if y'all want to go back and watch last week's show, I don't trust Penn State's quarterback.
You did say it.
that was my assessment. I'm like, of course, the James Franklin thing is well documented.
He's an extension
exactly
of his coach.
But I'm like, I don't trust Penn State's quarterback. I don't trust Drew Allers. And Drew Allers made me look like a genius throwing an interception on the last play of the game. But I'm like, I don't trust him. It's not that he's a terrible quarterback.
Right.
He's not a particularly great quarterback. He's not as good as Dante Moore, obviously. He can make some plays and some throws. He's not a terrible quarterback. He's got some skills, but I just don't trust him in big moments. And like you said, he's an extension of his head coach. Who I also don't trust in big moments, so it stands to reason. But yeah, man, I don't think it's over for Penn State. I mean, they can obviously run off some wins, but I will never trust them in big games. I don't think they're going to win any game of consequence as long as James Franklin is there.
Yep,
that's just long and the short of it. Maybe they cursed. I don't know.
No.
Maybe it's the curse.
The curse
Sandusky.
The curse of Freaky J.
Right. Yeah. Like
the curse of Freaky J Sandusky. Nah, man, the story for me, because I knew that the Nittany Lions were gonna do what they do. You know what I mean? They were gonna smear those white shirts and pants all the way up. I knew it, no doubt about it. The story of this game, with John Mateer from Oklahoma being injured for probably the majority of the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Dante Moore for the Heisman right now.
Yeah.
As of today.
Yeah, no doubt.
He is the front runner today, right now.
Absolutely.
Dante Moore, shout out.
Yep, absolutely.
What up, though, O?
I'm on that campaign bus with you, man. I was on that early. I'm like, man, Dante should be. When I saw the Oklahoma State game, I said Dante gonna win the Heisman.
Did you see? But he made some throws on Saturday.
He made some incredible throws. That dude is a bad.
I mean, like some third down throws that, this wasn't no dink and dunk Joey check down.
No.
Since we talking Oregon football.
Yeah.
Like, this was like, 3rd and 11. Third, not where they had to have it.
No, Dante Moore. When I saw it, again, I saw the Oklahoma State game. I think they beat Oklahoma State 63-3. I said they gonna, because Mike Gundy was talking before the game, talking about how much money Oregon was spending on their program.
Yeah, Mike Gundy got a lot of time to talk now.
Yeah, right. I said, man, I'm like, y'all gonna learn that Dan Lanning is petty.
Yeah, super petty. Super petty.
Like, y'all gonna learn to talk about Dan Lanning after y'all play him. Because Buddy Boy is petty and he will run that score up on you. But he learned that day because they beat them 63-3. I'm like, oh, you gonna learn today because Dan Lanning don't care. But at any rate, I'm with you, man. Dante Moore for Heisman. And then, man, just to preview the local games for this week, man. Then we can wrap this up.
Before we move on, I got a couple coach facts for y'all.
Okay, go ahead, man.
One that's been pretty said throughout media over the past couple of days, and then one that's I don't think is not really known.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first one, of course, James Franklin is now 4-21 versus top 10 opponents.
Yep. And I don't think he's ever beat a top 5, right?
I didn't get that too deep into it.
Yeah. What a bum.
Yeah.
And then another one that may surprise you. Kalen DeBoer. Well, it's two facts I got for Kalen DeBoer.
Okay.
Saturday was the first time a team coached by him had fewer penalties than the opponent since the 2024 Sugar Bowl when he was at Washington versus Texas.
Dear Lord.
But here's the more surprising one.
Mm-hmm.
Kalen DeBoer is undefeated versus Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, and Dan Lanning.
Get out of here.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me, though, because of his time at Washington. Like, he cooked at Washington.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his Washington teams were good, so that doesn't surprise me. He beat Sarkisian, and I remember they beat them in the college football playoff.
They beat them twice.
Yeah.
2-0 versus Kirby, 2-0 versus Sark.
Well, wait a minute. Now, Steve Sarkisian in big games is a whole nother can of worms, dog. Like that's a whole nother conversation that we'll probably have as the college football season and playoffs draw near, because you'd want to talk about another guy.
Man, you already know how I feel about Arch Manning.
Oh, Lord. Cooper's son.
Florida on the money line.
Cooper's
you heard
son.
it here first. I got Florida on the money line. I got Vandy on the money line, bro. And I got Illinois on the money line. That's going to get you plus 1,500 this weekend, man. Thank me later.
Free game.
Free game.
Run that back, pause it, and write it down and share it.
Hey, man, listen.
I just want to point out that the quarterback that you are betting on, last 2 games, 5 interceptions, and then follow that up with 61 yards.
Oh,
you talking about at Florida?
Yes.
Book it. Florida on the money line. Vandy on the money line. Illinois on the money line. That's going to get you plus 1,500. Yeah, listen, I know that Florida is challenged, but trust and believe. I don't trust Arch Manning. Florida ain't going to need nothing but maybe 2 touchdowns. Arch Manning is not going to move that ball. You trust me. And he going to give away. He going to give it away to Florida. So he going to give Florida a couple of short fields. You heard it here first. We'll talk about it.
You said Florida, Vandy.
Florida, Vandy, and Illinois.
Money line, shine time.
Yep, money line, money line, money line. You heard it here first, man. But that's about it, man. Unless you got anything.
No, man, just one last thing. This Saturday.
Yes, sir.
The D spot. Shout out to my homie G Mace, 9654, Detroit. They're gonna have a pop-up at the D spot. That will be from noon to 5 p.m. this Saturday. That is at 17625 West McNichols. That is 6 Mile for those who know. Again, 17625 West McNichols, 6 Mile. Noon to 5 p.m. is hoodie season. Have a lot of deals, a lot of sales going on. So, come get your swag, come get some food, come kick it. I'll be there at some point chopping it up.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, come show my man G some love, and the other vendors there some love as well. Again, from noon to 5.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, get them hoodies while it's hot, man. Literally. Because I think it's going to be in the 80s on Saturday, man. That's the best time to buy your hoodies.
You
man,
already know,
it's still warm outside.
It's October. It'll be 45 next Friday.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So y'all remember to continue to like, share, and subscribe, man. As everybody has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. Everybody has one sports podcast everywhere else. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, and that's Twitch. Y'all make sure y'all continue to tell everybody about it, man. And if y'all want to hear us talk about a particular topic, man, make sure y'all drop that on one of the social sites, man, on one of the posts, or reach out to us in the DMs. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Thanks, Almighty. 313 Promotions.
313 Promotions.
Josiah Shackleford.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks for stopping through. Appreciate you guys. October 24th, Motor City Casino.
Yes.
Reach out to Almighty Promotions 313 for tickets. Reach out to Mighty Joe on IG for tickets, and let's make it happen. Support those guys.
And we definitely gonna clip that out. We gonna tag them in that, man. Reach out for that swag as well. They said they got swag for sale, man.
Right,
So
indeed. For sure.
Reach out to them for that. Make sure y'all direct message them for that, and check our social sites because we're gonna be sharing that within the next day. So again, we appreciate y'all so much for listening, man. Thanks so much to the Everybody Has One family, and that's the Everybody Has